All right, and we are live once again, shooting the Shizz with DK and the Schwag with the Lost Leatherface, the Kemper Killer himself. Brett Wagner, what is going on, my dude?
Listen, man, I am in the middle of a mood, and today we got our two pinball machines in. So you never realize how heavy pinball machines are until you try to move them, and you got cracked ribs and diabetic and blood clots, and I even ate healthy today in honor of our guest on the night, Nathan Harris, my buddy up in Vegas. Now, Nathan, I'm gonna give you some props real quick before we get into the haunt and all that stuff you do. But Nathan happens to be, I can say, you're the premier trainer out there in Las Vegas and probably the state of Nevada and a few other states. But how long have you been into the fitness and training folks business?
Now 15 years. So, I moved into Las Vegas as a bodybuilder. I did some bodybuilding for a while. I met a lot of good contacts, then realized through that I wanted to start doing, obviously, just helping other people get into fitness, and help them achieve their goals.
Yeah, it's True Hulk Fitness, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right. John, he'll show off some pictures sometimes of these massive quads, his legs and all this, and he always making me jealous out here in California.
Oh, hurt myself. Getting too old for that.
Oh, there he is. But he's always showing off these legs. And what the nice thing about Nathan is all the people he trains, he throws up videos during the day. So guys like me who don't get to the gym all the time, I'm always feeling crappy because he's showing all the people he's training and all their goals, and they're doing really well and all that stuff. But I don't even know, Nathan, how you and I became friends, and I've been trying to think about it today when I was trying to think about some questions. Can you enlighten me how we hooked up in the first place?
Yeah, we actually we met on a Leatherface, a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan page on Facebook. So originally, I had posted because I was doing some Leatherface stuff the first season I started this, and you had mentioned, hey, would you be interested in ever doing something together? I said, potentially. I was just still growing at the time, so I never had any aspiration. Well, I had aspirations, but I never would have assumed how big it was going to get within this fast. So I was like, in the back of my mind, yeah, that'd be cool one day, not really thinking much of it, but becoming friends on there, that's how we first met.
Okay, that's right. So if folks don't know, besides doing the training and all this, you also do the Halloween Maze Las Vegas, Halloween Maze LV.com if you want to check it out. How did that all go about, and how did you maybe we should start a little bit about your love of horror and how that all horror, let me get that straight.
Yeah, not horror.
He loves horrors out there in Las Vegas, which is very easy to be, but how did your love of horror come about?
Well, it's actually funny because as a kid, have you ever seen the movie Cable Guy where he says, he learned about the facts of life by watching the facts of life? He was always watching movies, and that's how he kind of grew up. That was basically my childhood. I spent a lot of time at home by myself, sleeping on a couch bed and watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and then the first time I seen a female body was Friday the 13th. So I was instantly hooked on that, and then I really was into the, wearing Halloween costumes a lot as a kid. I think maybe I didn't really like how my life was when I was at home as a child. So I wanted to kind of escape that and pretend to be somebody else. So I think that the relation with horror and dressing up really, it really appealed to me because you could be such a misfit and have a whole story behind you. And it just kind of grew from there as a kid, and as I got older, you get into more horror movies and different genres of that, but then far as like the haunt, COVID happened in 2020. So I didn't have a job for a few months because the gyms were all closed, and I always like to decorate my yard for the city. So for my neighborhood, I have all the kids come through, and I'd always hand out candy and try to be the scariest house. So I guess that's kind of what inspired me when I was little, always remembering that scary house, and I wanted to be that house. So I would, I decked my house out crazy for, 2020. And then I was like, you know what? Let me do the inside of the house. So I had a couple of friends of mine that were clients of mine. They helped me do the whole inside of my house. And we let the neighborhood come through on Halloween, and then I had friends that, that they're big in the community, and they're like, you should think about maybe doing this on a bigger scale. I'm like, I don't really know where to start with that. Maybe though. And I put a good amount of money in it just for the neighborhood to look at it. So a few months went by. I had a couple clients talk to me about, yeah, that was so cool what you did. And I was like, yeah, maybe one day I might do that as a job. And then the guy kind of asked me, well, when? And I didn't really like not having the answer for that question. So I really thought about it for a few days. And I said, well, why not this coming Halloween? And so within a matter of, 4 or 5 months, I come up with all the ideas and the plans, and then got all my business licenses and all that stuff, talked to the local fire marshal, got it all in order.
Yeah. When you did was it always Halloween Maze? Was that the name from the beginning?
Yeah. It was always, so Halloween Maze. Yeah. Just wanted to keep it very simple. Obviously the name of what it is in the title. People do ask if it's an escape room because of the maze. But it's like a rat trap. So basically you come in and you're just going to funnel through the whole thing, just like through a maze.
So first year was 2020 or 2021?
2021 was my first season.
So now you also go, I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, I know the extent you go through all this stuff, and especially your costumes. So obviously, even before you decided to do the Halloween Maze and the Haunt, you had costumes, right? You were dressing up. You had talk about some of that stuff.
Yeah. So, so again, like talking about, wearing your Halloween costume year round as a kid, obviously with horror, I'm huge into comic books. I love comics, and when people started doing that stuff for like charity, like for, Make-A-Wish, the Batman stuff, that really appealed to me. And I wondered, how could I be a real life superhero, right? Without going out and fighting crime and being a vigilante. So, I looked to a couple builders. I searched online, found some of the best cosplayers that the best quality Batman costumes, and asked them questions about, where did you find this? Where did you find that? And then over a year or so, I found all the right pieces to finally build myself like a movie quality, comic book accurate Batman suit. So I really started doing that first. So I think once you have the level of having something that's like officially looks like a movie or the legit costume, you can't really go back. So whether it's superheroes, cosplay, horror costumes, you can't just go buy a basic costume at a store and wear that ever again once you go to that level.
I know John and I will agree with you 100% on that.
I mean, it's one of the things you notice. I mean, when you first start, you don't really see it, but as you grow as an artist or whatever you're doing, there's a level of what's expected and what you're doing. It's got to be top notch to make it to pull it off. It can't be a half-assed out of the store costume. It's got to be done the right way to make it present right. And once you got that look, it can lead to the story. If you don't have that look, it does affect the story.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like, I try to, like, as a fan, if I was to come to my event as a spectator, would I be like, that was awesome? That's what I'm trying to create. I didn't do this to make money. I know that sounds like a line, but the money to me is a bonus. Like, the money to me is to bring it back into my attraction the next season and make it cooler and do completely new characters again. So people think I'm crazy because I literally buy new costumes, new masks every year. Like, because I want it to be a new experience each time. I don't want it to be the same thing that you're coming to every year, which, is cool at sometimes because you like some of the same stuff. And I'll have 1 or 2 characters that are the same from the previous year, but the majority of about 85%, 90% is going to be completely new. And again, I have a lot of integrity with what I do. I don't do anything half-assed. You talk about doing things half-assed. Absolutely nothing I've ever done since I've been an adult, I want to do half-assed. So, it's as best as I can to each thing I'm doing. It's going to be 100% effort.
I can relate the same way, man. I mean, like, I think we've had some amazing Doomsday script tables, but we always got to change up. You always got to keep it fresh. You always got to keep it new. You always got to keep it exciting. Always got to keep it so they come back for more. So it's great in the creative aspect, and I know that's got to drive you as well.
Yeah, and that's because I'll have people that are afraid of the haunted house, which to me it's the funniest thing that people are afraid of this. To me, it's just creative. So going through to see this stuff, it's like looking at Christmas lights for Halloween and horror people. And people are legit afraid, and they're telling me, "Man, I can't wait to support you this year. I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm not going to come, but I'm going to buy a ticket." I'm like, "Well, I don't want you to buy a ticket. I want you to see my experience. It's not about you just putting money into my event. I don't care about that. I want you to leave and be like, wow, I'm so glad I went and did that." It's like the people that are afraid of roller coasters, like myself, and you finally get the balls to go onto it. And then when you finish it, you're scared the whole time. But when you're done, you're like, man, I'm so glad I did that. That was so much fun. That was an awesome experience. That's what I'm trying to create.
100%, man. I'm like that. What we're doing in Doomsday's Crypt, what we're doing, me, Brett, all of us, Beatrice, all the talent around us, we're just trying to provide something special. We're trying to keep a roof over our heads, but it's not about the money. It's about seeing those smiles on those faces when they come and visit you. Like when me and Brett were at Denver, or me and Beatrice in Kansas City, when these fans come up and they get to see all these talented people, you know, experience what you're trying to deliver, it makes you want to do more. It doesn't make you want to do less. It makes you want to change it up. It makes you want to make it fresh, make it cool, make it fun. Because ultimately it comes down to the fans, because that's what it's about. And with the respect comes all that other things.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Without, go
ahead, buddy.
Without building that appreciation for things, you don't have an audience anyway. So it's like, again, people see the effort you put in. And it's funny because as you get into this stuff and you get super anal about all this stuff, like you look at things like, man, it doesn't look good. You want to keep fixing it over and over and over, because you want it to be perfect. For when people come through, for people like ourselves that just appreciate what's been created, you want to leave those little extra details for those people too.
Yeah, I kind of look at things, if I see it sucks, then everybody else is going to see it sucks.
Yeah.
And you have to have that eye that says, and I've done tables where one stupid thing just bugs the snots out of me. There was one recent event where there was something I couldn't do anything about it because the event was going on. It bugged me the whole day until the next day, and I wouldn't even show a picture because I wasn't happy with it. Like you set a standard for yourself, and I see. And where I'm glad you're on this show, and I respect the hell out of it, is you want to give that experience to people. You're shooting for the next level, and you're delivering that next level, and tons of respect.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know just from I probably bug Nathan more than I should, and I know when I'm bugging him, I don't get a response. I know he's out there training because he's training like 30 or 40 people a week. So I will, if I can't reach him on his phone, I'll try him on Facebook. If I can't reach him on Facebook, I'll try Instagram. But he's always training.
Make sure you comb your hair, do your makeup, make sure you shave, because it's a video.
Well, it's funny
100 times out of 100 times.
People are usually like, when they say they're busy,
brush your teeth, be ready. Because
when people say they're busy, like it's an understatement. I mean, I'm busy. I get to work at 7 a.m. and I don't usually end until about 12 or 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
So between the haunts and plus training, I train anywhere from 9 to 11 people a day. And generally it's 11 Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I still work both days. They're generally half days, I call them, but they're a regular work day for most people because they're about 6 to 8 hours plus the haunt.
Let's talk about you being creative as well. I mean, because listen, I've done a lot of haunts. Obviously, I've done. I shouldn't say I've done a lot of haunts, but I've done a lot of haunted houses, and I obviously have done a lot of conventions. But John, let me tell you something. Nathan's like, we talk about it. We say, okay, great. I'm going to come up first weekend of October. Now we did that very early on this year, and he goes, oh yeah, but you got to come up. We got to shoot a commercial. I'm like, oh, so I'm going to drive up to Vegas and we're going to shoot a commercial. He goes, oh yeah, we're going to recreate your whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre scene. And I'm like, all right, I'm coming up. Let me tell you something. Not only is he getting in makeup because he's in his own commercials that he sets up for this thing. He had like a film crew there. He had the makeup artist there, and he's very creative with his own costumes and this stuff that he comes up with. And then, honest to God, we shot a really good quality commercial from just a couple guys. And, I've been posting that scene and we've been sharing it, and it's pretty awesome, man. So you go 110% when it goes to advertising for this stuff. And I give you props because a lot of people won't do that.
Well, go ahead.
That's the weird thing that I don't understand with this, because this still is the new industry to me. I don't get the fact that people don't market their stuff that way. There are a few that do, and there's some of the big ones in the country. So just like anybody, if I see someone that's really good, you're going to model yourself and you want to be more like them. So you do what they do, but there's a lot of places that have been around for a long time that don't do any of it. They don't take any pride or have any integrity in the product that they're putting out there. I think because more of it's just a cash grab. I don't want to assume that, but that's what it seems like, because they don't change their events, they don't market it, and the quality of their stuff is just kind of like, a little bit of face paint and Spirit of Halloween costume.
Well, that's what we changed in the crypt. Like anybody who's on one of our tables, and this is where I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, and I got to give you a lot of props because I see the passion. Like I'm just getting to know you a little bit, but I respect the passion. It's going to go a long way in the horror community. That's how we are. I'm not putting on NECA figures on the table. We're putting out creative, talented people in the horror community. These guys are insane, and you're one of those guys who is insanely talented at what you're doing. And it's not just because you naturally have that talent, but you work at it too, and you care enough to make it better. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man. I love it.
And I think that's the thing. It's like, if it's working, just keep at it, right? And that's what, because I get all these ideas from different people every year because they see it's growing and they're like, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. I'm like, you know what? It's working. What I'm doing is working. Of course, I'll add a little more to what I'm currently doing, but keep the same formula. There's no need to change the recipe.
Yeah, let's talk about some of these ideas. I mean, you got characters, right? So some of your characters are pretty wild. It's like if we were filming horror movies, you got some guys that we could. They could be the leads in a new horror movie.
So basically, how I do it though is how I create them. Because people ask me, like, how do you do it? Like, how do you design the rooms or the sets? Basically, how I do it is I'll go to Transworld, the convention, in St. Louis.
St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri, not far from me. I keep wanting to go there. I didn't mean to cut you off, but Evil Jays goes there. Talented guy.
And it's funny because that's what I went there with a friend from Vegas who just builds props in 2020. So he's like, because he saw what I did at my house, like, hey, you're never going to want to go to a Spirit of Halloween ever again if you go to this convention.
No.
And he's like, you're going to spend money. I'm like, nah, what am I going to spend money for? But I don't need to spend money. So I went, and I spent a lot of money. So
that's the type of place I'd go as Doomsday's Crypt, and I wouldn't even try to bring in things because there's so many talented people that go there.
Yeah.
Do so many amazing things. And it's not to disrespect anybody in anything, but I just feel like if I brought an outside talent to an event like that, it hurt the inside talent that does so much in that event.
Yeah.
And they're so amazing. And the things I've seen, like I'd just love to go and just see it. So I do have Transworld on my radar.
I tell everyone to go, even if you go to, even not as a buyer, just going to experience it. Because I just went to experience it the first time. I wasn't really trying to buy anything, but just seeing the masks and all the stuff that you would not normally see at a regular store. And that's like when I went there, I saw the costume, I saw the mask. I'm like, this is like heaven to me. This is like walking onto a horror set of every movie I've ever seen and everything that has not come out yet. And and then being able to create characters in that sense.
I'm definitely gonna do Transworld this year. I know I've been telling Brett, we've been talking about different things that we have on our radar, but I think Transworld is something that a Doomsday's Crypt table and bring my friend Brett in, sit at and experience and showcase some of these people would be a great opportunity for both of us and that event to do something cool.
Yeah, I've always heard about
so much talent at Transworld, so much talent.
Yeah, many, all the guys, Aatrox Factory, some of the bigger haunts that I've done over the years. Aatrox Factory always goes. Everybody, that's the Comic-Con, right? That's where if you're going to go to San Diego and you go to Comic-Con, that's the one you want to go to. And that's, Nathan, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's every single, anybody that's got a decent sized haunt that does it regular, they show up and then you got to have, just the animatronics alone have got to be just out of this world.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, like you go to, like, if you've never been there, every year you go to Spirit of Halloween, you're like, wow, that's really cool. That looks cool. When you go to this place, there's nothing that touches these animatronics and the things they build.
It's next level. It's next level. I've seen those videos, man. And I'm telling you right now, they don't, like, for a convention, what Transworld does, and they don't bring in celebrities. The event is the celebrity of what these guys do, the talents, like Nathan and other guys in the community, and what they bring to these events. That's that is the headliner is what they do. These animatronics, these masks. Transworld is like a totally different thing than any other convention. And I definitely got to get there. And I know, Nathan, you've experienced that. I haven't, but I got a vibe. I can't wait to go and experience it. And I'm going to do it.
Well, also, on top of that, they always have a special event there, which they have the Darkness, which is basically, I would consider probably to be the best haunt in the country. So they're a big factory, and they do a no actor walkthrough, so they allow you to come tour it, so you can get ideas for your own thing. I mean, this place they're pumping on thousands of people a night, So, but you walk through that haunt, I believe it's 2 floors or 3 floors, but it's a big factory, and it takes you about an hour to walk through with no actors.
Wow.
So it's cool that Larry's the owner, and he allows other haunters from other places, other businesses come through, look at his stuff. Again, he's not trying to hide secrets or anything like that. He's putting all of his stuff on display because he knows his stuff is good. No one's going to build anything better than him, because no one in this business should be in business to compete with anybody. It's about being creative in your own retrospect and have your own thing, because no matter what, even if I build something similar to him, it's still going to be my own spin on it. No one's ever going to be the same. So I think it's great that he does that. And so also that's an awesome thing when you go to Transworld, they have that opportunity to see the Darkness, so that can really help get creative.
Supporting each other goes a lot longer than fighting each other. I mean, There's so much great talent in the community, and everybody does something different, and there's so much cool out there. And personally, like that's why Doomsday Script is what it is. Like, I just love everything that all you talented people do. And I see, and it's like, man, I wish I could do a fraction of what you guys do, but you guys do something special. And Transworld is one of those places where that is a talent pool right there. So, yeah, man, it's just next level kind of deal. It really is.
We're going to have to figure it out for next year. That's for sure.
Dude, I mean, it's on my radar, and I've been meaning.
It's in February.
It's St. Louis, a few hours away.
It's nice.
You're close, man.
Man.
You can go to the.
It's not as expensive as you think.
Me and the Schwag sitting down, small table. Just give us a small table. We'll come down. I'll bring a bunch of friends and family, and we'll.
Let's go. Hey, so let's talk about what you got going on this year, Nathan. Do you open up this Friday?
Yeah, we're doing a soft opening tomorrow. That's basically called a friends and family. In Vegas, people tell everybody a soft opening of basically to premiere their venue to people, to kind of allow people that they know to come in and kind of critique it if they need to. Also to kind of give the people that I know in the community the experience to see it first. We also do our reaction videos. So I have a videographer come through. We shoot another commercial tomorrow. Again, like you said, it's all about marketing for me. So I want to make sure I put out good product. And also the fun thing for me is to see all the videos I get to create, because I feel like I'm making my own movies. So, we'll do that tomorrow.
We'll scale, right? I mean, is it easier to do it on a smaller scale where you can put a whole bunch into a short amount of time, and instead of trying
it is for sure it is. I mean, because we shot, Brett's commercial, and it's like, but although when you shoot that stuff, you're like, man, I wonder what another 10 minutes would be like.
Yeah, but
you start kind of going down that rabbit hole of like, wanting to create more.
But it's there too. At least you're not like figuring out what I could do to.
That's the thing, yeah. Because like for me,
more than enough.
I literally have I generally have about, the first season I had 8 themes. Last year I had 12 themes. The themes are bigger this year. I think we have about 19 themes, but they're bigger. So like you said, there's just different sets. So I can literally film a scene in 19 areas and have like boom, 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 all these different characters of all these different shots, all within a matter of an hour.
Yeah, what I've seen, I loved, and what you did with Brett was amazing. I mean, it only takes so much, and Brett's one of the greatest people I know. I might be a little biased. I do a little show with them. I might talk to him a lot. He might wake me up, and I gotta get the video and get my hair all messed. But no, he's a great guy. I'm sure you guys had a fantastic time, and it turned out amazing.
Twice, actually.
Twice.
Well, you explained it to him that I wasn't going to bring it up.
I was just.
I thought you were going to go down that road.
I wasn't going to go down that road. I'll let you talk about it.
Well, it's funny. So I mean, it wasn't at first, but it is now. So basically, we wanted to shoot the commercial early before it was too hot, because we're going to be out, in the desert. And obviously, Brett's got the whole costume on. I got makeup on. We're worried about sweating out there. So we shot it in, I think June, or was it? No, April.
April. Yeah.
April. So we shot in April. So it was still starting to get warm out in Vegas, but it was probably around 80, 85, maybe getting to 90. So we shot it all great. I saw some of the footage. We did his teaser. We did my teaser for the haunt. I had a couple different actors come out. I took the day off from work, so I had to cancel 11 clients. Brett drove out here from California. We got him a hotel. And then the two other actors I had come out. So we shot everything. It was great. Everything was good. 3 days later, my videographer calls me while I'm at work. He never calls me. He goes, "Hey, I got a bad news for you." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "The memory card was corrupted, so I lost everything."
That's right. He told me about that.
And then that was kind of my initial response. I'm like, "Okay, like what? Okay, what's up?"
Oops.
Like, no, like I don't have anything. I go, "Okay, I have to let you go." I had to literally hang up because he's a good kid. He's my neighbor. I literally wanted to go home and strangle him.
No, he does good work too.
Yeah. So it wasn't his fault. So basically, again, it's the memory card was corrupted. That could happen to anything. It's just the hardware on the memory card crapped the bed. So
we
basically,
came back up. We shot it again. It turned out great. I mean, you have and also you had some the girl that I got to act with that's like better looking than Jessica Biel and looked the part. She was great. She was great. I mean, everybody was great to shot it. You got a really good team together with you. Now you hire, so you got to go through the process of hiring some scare actors, I guess, as we call them. So
we actually did that the other night, and we did. I basically go through and I pick everybody out. Everyone that applies basically gets a job at first, and then we kind of do auditions. Once everyone's here, I put them in spots, and then I make them perform without a costume and see what they can do. And obviously some people get stage fright, and I can see that, but some people just don't try at all. So then I kind of know how to weed some of the people out. So we did all that the other night, and I've been very fortunate to keep a lot of people from the original two the first and second season. So it's not having to be a huge mass hire, But as I got bigger, the first year I had, I think it was 15 characters. Last year, when we were overstaffed, was 22. This year is going to be 34. So,
and how many different characters are you going to be? Are you going to be the one theme the whole month, or what are you going to? Because I know you got a lot of.
The first year, I was my version of Leatherface. So I didn't really trust anybody enough to use the chainsaw. The chain is off it, but I want anybody running a heavy chainsaw into somebody. So I made sure I took care of that. And then last year, I was the robot made by Macabre Labs. So they do all those cool robotic, rustic, like post-apocalyptic suits. So I was that last year, but this year I'm actually just doing management. So we've never had any issues with that. Just the reason I need to do that is because we are that much bigger now. I just want to make sure everything was run properly. As far as safety, we've been very fortunate to also not have any safety issues. But we have more people on security this year. I'll be on radio as well. We're now a seriously big haunt, so it's time to be taken a bit more serious.
Sure.
Not that I wasn't at all before, but if something came up, I'm in the back with a chainsaw and a mask on.
I just can't imagine anything more fun than doing a haunt, man.
And then it was great, and I loved it.
Right now, you gotta be having the time of your life, man. I mean,
it was amazing, and so it is. It is bittersweet, because I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be doing that now this year.
Yeah.
But one of my clients, he's gonna be doing it, and he's gonna be a good scary Santa Claus. So.
Oh, nice! But you're bringing in some people now. You're taking the plunge, and you're bringing in some mini celebrities.
Yeah, I got a guy. He's coming out. He was Leatherface one time, so we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to be out there the 6th and the 7th, and by the way, so we're going to be my buddy Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface killer, says we're going to be kissing posters and signing babies out there, but we're going to also
kiss a lot of posters.
We're going to kiss a lot of posters, but I'm excited to come up with the 6th and the 7th. We're going to be going from 7 to 12.
Yeah.
7 to 12, both Friday and Saturday night. Friday the 6th, Saturday the 7th. So going to be doing offering full Leatherface photo ops. So I got some people. Carrie McGuire from Terrifier 2 is going to be coming in from Arizona. She was in Desert Fiends. Of course, Nicole Vegas, our friend out there, is going to be coming by. I believe, I think we might be able to get Christy from Nightmare Toys is probably going to hopefully stop by. I'm going to say hello to them. So
yeah,
I know
she'll be coming for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So
all amazing people. Amazing people. If you don't know Christy Adams, if you're not following Nicole Vegas, you got to check them out. I love them to death. Desert Fiends, my dude Brett's in. So, all these things that Brett's talking about, check them out. Support these people. Support these projects too. It goes a long way.
Yeah. Now, Carrie McGuire, who's coming in, she runs the Art the Clown Appreciation Society. So, we may see a lot of Art the Clowns coming up there dressed up. So, and Nathan,
my last table, my neighbor was Lauren Lavera. I mean,
that's right, at the last convention.
I'm not trying to brag, but wow, she is so cool, so amazing, so nice. It was an awesome weekend watching. I mean, she's a horror fan too. Like, she knows it all. I didn't even want to try to give her any questions because she'd make me feel foolish. She'd be like, "What are you asking me stupid questions for? I know this shit." I'm a very big horror fan. Very nice. So I'm looking forward to. She'll be at Scarefest.
Yeah, we're going to be in Lexington, Kentucky. Now, Nathan, you love people to dress up, right? Come dressed up or whatever.
So, that's generally one thing that a lot of haunts not a lot, but a few that I've known, they kind of frown upon that because they don't want to differentiate who's an actor, who's this. I know who my actors are. I know what my characters are. I love people to dress up because it makes me feel like people are in the spirit. They want to be here. We're actually offering a promo for Friday the 13th. So we're encouraging girls to dress up like counselors and men if they want to. And they'll receive a $5 off admission if they participate in our Friday the 13th special.
So, Nathan, last word for you. Folks want to, last word, like I'm forgot how to do a podcast here.
One word left. You made it.
One word left. Get it right, buddy.
Make it count.
If folks want to get tickets, they can obviously just show up. Let's give them the place where we're going to be at.
So, we're going to be, let me give you the exact because we did change the address. Hang on one second.
You're good. You can already see in the background some of the masks there, John.
I've been staring at the whole time. I don't even know what his face looks like because I've been looking at his background. He has a beard.
So you can get tickets at the door, and we are located this season at 8665 West Flamingo Road, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89147. You can also just put us on Google at Halloween Maze, Las Vegas. You'll find us right on Google. The address is on there. Tickets are also available currently at Halloween Maze LV. If you put in the promo code CREEPY, you'll save 10% off up until October 1st. So that will give you a little bit extra savings as well. But yes, tickets are more than available at the door. But, buy early, be prepared. That way you come in, check in, get in line, have a fun time, get you out of here, meet Brett right after that.
Yeah, come down and say hello. I mean, like I said, and, more importantly, you don't have to come say hello to me, but check it out. Check out all the performers Nathan's got hired to work there. And it's a true passion as it is of me and John's. We love the horror business and we love Halloween and so do you, Nathan. And we appreciate that. And I'm excited to come up and hang out with you. Just go easy on me. All right. Go easy. Have some non-sugary snacks for me somewhere just in case I get hungry.
Carbs.
Yeah. No carbs, no bad carbs.
And Nathan, hey man, I appreciate you coming on. It's been awesome having you as a guest. Love what you're doing. Love your passion. Rooting for you here in the crypt. And any way we can support, we will. I know Brett has had amazing experiences with you. He's told me about. So thanks again for coming on, man.
I appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for having me. And I look forward to sharing this with everybody.
Yeah, good luck, brother. Hey, good luck on the soft open tomorrow night and this weekend especially. Have a great opening weekend. Take a lot of video, a lot of pictures, and we'll do what we can over the next I'll see you in a week. I'm going to be in Biloxi, Mississippi this week. I get back Tuesday, and then I'll be driving up Thursday to get prepared. So we're going to have We're going to have a lot of folks are going to be coming in from Arizona. So it's you don't listen, if you're a state or two nearby, come by and say hello. It's definitely worth a couple hour drive. And if you live in Clark County, for God's sakes, if you live in Henderson or you're in Pahrump or you're in Las Vegas proper, come out and support this guy and come out and have a good time, man. We're gonna kill it this month and we're gonna kill it next weekend. So
Thanks, gentlemen.
Hey,
all right, brother.
You, Nathan.
I know he's got to get back to working back there.
Mask making back there. I mean, I'm envious of what's behind him. I got a hotel room. I think we froze.
He froze on. That's all right though. He probably went off the thing.
Guy. What a great passion.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Support this man. He's doing some really cool things. I know you had a great experience in time. Twice, unexpected.
Yeah, twice.
And now even more stuff with them. And he's one of those.
Well, I got Halloween maze this weekend. I mean next weekend, and then we're gonna be in Taunton, Massachusetts for Monster Expo 3D, which I'm pretty excited about. Been talking
next to Bob Elmore. I got the big Schwag on one side, Bob Elmore on the other. We're going to be doing some cool stuff at the Crypt table. My buddy Kyle's going to be there. We're going to be showcasing a few certain talents, and we're going to make it a lot of fun over there, man. It's going to be a fun time, a fun area. And KOKLA, I got that radio tower that's going to be coming. I got a few masks. We got the animatronic 03. We got tons of 03 masks, and I got something in the works that we've been talking about too.
Yes, but we can't.
So that's going to get done.
We can't spill the beans on that yet. However,
I'm not even talking. We've had a few things we talked about, but I have somebody working on something that I need you to send 2 of so we can get it done.
Yeah,
and that hopefully you can get it out there. And we got something cool extra I didn't expect to do for Scarefest. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, and I'm really digging one of the artists, obviously the Doomsday Script artist, Michael Toth. I'm really digging these skateboard decks he's doing.
Oh my God, dude. Those things are awesome.
Brandon, now, I haven't seen one of me yet.
Scarefest. We did the 3-eyed demon with that skateboard Scarefest, reaching over that skateboard and that Scarefest. And Mike just killed it on the art. He's like, I don't know, because me and Mike brainstorm a lot. We're like, I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. He did it, and it came out awesome. I knew he'd kill it. Next thing I know, Brandon bought it. I mean, how much of an honor. I mean, I hate losing it because I would have kept it happily. But to have Brandon from Scarefest to own that skateboard.
What, he bought the skateboard?
Scarefest, he bought it. He said, I got to have it.
That is awesome. Well,
I
listen,
love them. They've been so good to us. They've been so good to you. They've been so good to me. They've been so good to Beatrice. Same thing with Joe Souza over at Monts Expo. We got 2 great events that these people have been so good to us. I mean, we can't thank them enough. They have supported us. They've followed us, and we love them.
Let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about, because I got to get going here in a second, anyways. But let's talk about Harrisonville, Missouri. That's where you reside.
Yes.
And you might be doing, instead of flying the coop, instead of taking off to go to another state, instead of driving 22 hours. With a broken stick shift or linkage or whatever you did last time, you might be doing your own little deal. You might be helping out some folks and putting on and helping scare some people out there in Harrisonville and show some stuff off. So let's talk about that.
It's kind of one of those things where I finally I finally did some things I needed to get done. And I guess I was talking to people in the community like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, what's Doomsday Script? I always wear my shirt around. I do wear different shirts. There is different art. It's not the same shirt every day. But no, I was out there. I was doing some business, opening an account at a bank. And the bankers in the local town are doing something for the Halloween and trick-or-treating, but they have no idea what they want to do. And I'm like, well, I do horror stuff, and I showed them what we do. And you know me, if we're going to do something for the town, we got a huge special needs community. My guys are around. So many amazing people, small town. Let's do something special. Get people together, have fun, and do something different. Celebrate Halloween the way it needs to be celebrated. Celebrate Halloween season. Celebrate the fun of what it's meant to be.
In your own backyard. That's great.
Backyard, you know, and seeing the faces that I know we're going to put smiles on.
Yeah.
It's special. And I do, unfortunately, my dude over here is already booked for this weekend, but I can't say who, but somebody very special to me and somebody very special to you.
My wife?
Oh, yes.
No, she's not coming out.
No,
yeah.
Actually, but they're very special to me.
Yeah.
I think we're going to make happen to come out here.
Yeah, that'd be great. And it's a big deal. And it's no small potatoes. So when John decides to go up, you know, he decides to put his foot forward and say, yeah, I'll do something. He always goes 110%, which we love. And that's our John. Or as your mom would say, that's my Johnny. So
I look at it this way, dude. I don't care if we're rock and rolling in a stadium or a town of one person. We're going to make sure we bring that show 100%, because it's worth it just to make that difference, even if it's one person. And that's what we're about, dude. We try to do something different. We want people to come visit us, have that experience, have that fun, have that memory, and do something different. That's what we do.
So if you're in the Missouri area, stay tuned, so that the weekend of the 27th and 28th, I believe 29th, that's the weekend after Scarefest, there might be something going on in Harrisonville, Missouri. So
I'll be working on it tomorrow. I got the day off, and
all right.
So I'm hoping to update everybody by tomorrow, because we're going to get things moving.
Well, as always, we appreciate Nathan Harris. That's great. So, folks, listen, we got some really good people in Las Vegas, right? We got Nightmare Toys and Christy and her guy, Nightmare Cafe, Nathan Harris, the Halloween Halloween Maze. We got, Nicole Vegas out there. So when we put something out there like that, pay attention, go support these folks, because they support our show. We appreciate them. They're always coming on, being guests.
Unless we respect them. Like if Brett says somebody and shouts them out, or I do, that's because we know these people are solid people. Good people.
All right, brother.
All right. Peace out. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks to our amazing guest, Nathan Harris. And we'll see you soon. We're going to be doing some live streams.
All right, brother.
Peace.